What up, everybody? Late Night Live, episode 49. Almost to the big 50. Hey, we got mostly everyone here. 8-Bit Gaming Legend is here.
Hello, class.
Any gaming last week, sir?
You know, there was some gaming. I finally finished Zero Dawn Remastered on Wednesday. Finally busted out the Indiana Jones. Only just basically kind of the prologue so far. It's good. It's good. Having a good time with it. That's pretty much it. I think the next challenge is going to be to finish up Astrobot because I'm almost done with it. I just need to finish it.
Okay.
And then I'll switch over to Indy after that.
Yeah, we might have some hot Astrobot talk tonight. We'll see.
Yeah.
Game of the year, if you guys didn't hear. Ace of Jacks Media Grounds. Chris, what up, brother?
Hello. It's been a good week. Just playing Indiana Jones. I really didn't expect I was going to get sucked into it like I have been, and I just trying to do everything you can in the game. So I'm not that far into it. I just finished the Vatican.
Did you take all the pictures of the cats?
Yep. You got to get those cat pictures.
Yeah.
I also like the fact that if you walk around, NPCs will start talking. If you stand and just hang out, you can get quests that way too.
Right. Yeah, you never know. There's a couple later in the game where these guys just start talking, giving stories about stuff, and then you get a pretty long quest because of one later on. So, yeah. If you guys didn't hear, I beat the story. So, yeah, it was good. I was just going back and doing all the little stuff. Travis,
good evening.
How are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you. I'm at the very end of Dragon Age Veilguard. So I have just finishing up like the character quests and making sure that I've, done everything, and then it tells you, hey, don't do this or else you're done. And then I do the final battle and then I'm over it. And I am over it. I was over it before I got this far. So for next up, since that will probably start tonight, would it be Indiana Jones, Assassin's Creed Mirage? I think those are the two that I've kind of honed in on the flipping the coin on. Which of the two do you think now?
I'd probably switch it up to Indy just to kind of change up the a little bit of go to like the first person for a little bit.
Okay.
From Dragon Age.
Yeah, true. Because it is an action RPG sort of thing. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing that Assassin's Creed Mirage does away with all of the RPG elements. Is that right or is that wrong?
That you're about half right.
Okay.
They really go back to the OG of the stealth part. There's not as much combat. It's very stealthy.
Okay, but is it still quest driven or is it level based?
It's more quest than it is level based.
Okay, cool. So it still feels a little bit like Odyssey, just more stealth based when you're trying to do things. Okay, cool. Yeah.
There's still like the skill tree thing. I don't think Assassin's Creed's never going to go away from that. That's going to be a permanent staple with that franchise.
Yeah, I was leaning towards the Indy, to be honest, just because the hype is so loud right now, not just with you guys, with everybody. So yeah, I think that it's a little bit of fear of missing out sort of stuff going on with that. So yeah, I'll probably buy that then and download it tonight after I'm done with the other one. Hopefully jump in.
Meatball Saucy, how you doing, sir? You're playing, you're an hour into Indy, you spent some time on Vampire Survivors, arcade games, and a couple of VPX games. I bought the new Zen pinball games. I will be reviewing them for cabinet mode tomorrow. Ooh, cool. Looking forward to that. Hey, Meatball and anyone else out there, we did create a Discord this week, and I think we have it working now. I haven't deleted anything I shouldn't have been. Well, I did, but I think I got it reinstalled, and I think everything's moving smoothly. So, um, yeah, there's a link. Not only do I have the QR code right here, which if you're on the TV, you can just scan it with your phone, but the link should be in the description of this video and on uh, Ace of Jack's Media Grounds. I think you put it out there, right?
Yep,
So
it's added on there too.
yeah, so I think we're just if you ever want to just converse with us and just talk shit or talk, we're gonna be talking about video games, movies, toys, sports, basically the usual stuff on there. Feel free to join and yeah, that's it should be good, and we'll try to keep using it throughout the year. So yeah, so I think should be fun. All right, tonight we got a lot of Game Awards talk. I do have, I think. Well, I want to talk about Power Rangers, of course. I think I'm probably the only one who played it, but I do have. I've got 10 video slots, so I've got one for Power Rangers. The other 9 video slots I have are all for these new games. So we'll see if I got the right games you guys wanted to talk about. Uh, because sometimes I pick the wrong ones, and yeah, we'll see how it goes.
The dream is dead.
So, oh, okay, we're good. But yeah, so I last week beat Indiana Jones. Great game, great game. It'll really drive. Everything I said last week is kind of remains the same. Maybe I wish it was a little longer, the story, but it's a good 27-30 hour game, just casually, I think. So, and the first person is really not jarring. I know, Travis, you were talking about that, you were worried about it, or maybe Chris was too, but the more I use it, the more I really enjoyed it. And the other thing is the combat. I really enjoy the combat in that. Once you level up Indiana to you start reading books that you find throughout the worlds, and it's really smart how they do it. So the bumper buttons are the block, and then the trigger buttons are the punch. So if you want to do a left punch, you use the left trigger, and if you want to do a left block, you use the left bumper. And there you get into these fighting rings later on. There's 3 of them, and I was able to knock each one of them out no problem. Just
So
using
it plays
parry, punch. Yeah. So anyway, I think I really like the fighting system in it. So
okay, cool. Yeah, for me, I think it was just more of my prejudice on thinking that it's going to be a Tomb Raider-like game, and then just being used to, the third person sort of view that you have in obviously all the Tomb Raiders, and then also in the game that I had just played, that was the place Uncharted, right, was very similar in that way, and it's got that over the shoulder sort of thing. So yeah, I think that's actually one of the reasons why I want to hop into it, is I want to see how it plays first person, because it's not a shooter, right? Like it's not focused on gunning like you would a Doom game, right?
right.
So yeah,
But you can go in
shoot.
and shoot.
Yeah. Sure.
The one thing that I really do appreciate about it, and it's the one thing the Tomb Raider games have always, like Uncharted does it too, is you go into a tomb or a cave that's never been found before, and there's suddenly just a group of enemies in there.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones so far, every time you solve a puzzle that takes you into a new area that no one's ever been in before, there are no enemies. It really is just a new area.
Okay.
So
well, not necessarily. There's a couple Nazis you do find in a couple of the tombs, and you'll see what I'm talking about later on. But yeah, for the most part, yes, you are correct.
Yeah, but I mean, so far I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
If you do later on, you do the backtracking. I've gotten lost in some of the tombs already, and like you try to figure. I don't know how to get out, especially in underneath the Vatican. The Vatican is crazy with. There's a sewer there, and then there's several tombs, and it gets crazy. You got to use the map, and I don't know, play the game. You'll see what I mean when you like, because there's certain artifacts you need to go back and find if you want 100% it. So there's fast travel, but there's only fast travel like when you're on the street and you find a sign. As far as I know, there's no fast travel in the tombs. So if you get stuck in the tomb and you can't figure out your way out, I don't know what to tell you. Okay. I did want to talk about Power Rangers tonight, so that did come out this week. Turn on the volume. Yeah, it plays okay. Here's gameplay with my son. This is the first part of the game where it's that traditional 2D beat 'em up style, and this is the part I like. For the most part, there's three main ways you can play this game. There's this way, then there's kind of like a shooter kind of Space Harrier way. Meatball, thank you for joining the Discord, bro. And then there's a third way, which is you fight the Zords. And I don't... So, let me just say, this part right here is cool. This is... Right here is kind of the Space Harrier part. This part's okay. You got unlimited ammo. And it's just... right now, I'm taking out this boss, Goldar. I think that's how you pronounce it. So... Okay. And let me see if I can skip ahead. But here's the part I didn't like. So this part, if you're playing two-player like we were, it switches back and forth between who's controlling the Zord, number one. So it's like if I'm the Blue Ranger, like my son is the Red Ranger, he has got no control right now. But it'll switch back and forth. And then basically you're just trying to get up to him and punch. It probably would work on a 6-button arcade. I got it on Xbox because apparently you can play 6-player on Xbox, and it's only 4-player right now on the other systems. Not sure why, but that's the way we went. So overall, I think it's kind of like a meh for me. Like I really like I'll go back to it here. I really like this part right here. So
you like the Ninja Turtle style?
Yeah,
part.
I like the Ninja Turtle style.
I think the $30 price point kind of turned me off with this a little bit. It seemed a little bit expensive for what it is.
Yeah. I bet you it's going to go down in price here.
Yeah.
And we still haven't gotten a physical copy either. I'm sure it'll probably be on limited run or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's probably for this part right here. This is like the best beat 'em up I think we've had since Shredder's Revenge. Is it worth $5 to $15? Yeah, definitely. And it's by Digital Eclipse, and I always like to support those guys. I think they do good work. So, anyway, any other guy, Chris or Travis, do you have any thoughts on Power Rangers?
I honestly, I thought it was going to be just a straight, like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles style game. I didn't think they were going to have these other things, so
I think they needed to do the Zord part, right? But like maybe that's not like the traditional Ninja Turtle beat 'em up Final Fight style. Like they couldn't do it with that, but I almost think they could have. So I don't know. And I've got some kind of there's a retro filter on here, so I like that. You can turn it on and off. Don't have to have scan lines. So, is this a game I'm going to be playing every day? No. But, if you're a big Power Ranger fan, you definitely probably need to get it. Like, if this was Transformers, I bet Dathan would be all over it.
No, probably.
Yes.
Since they did almost cancel that Transformers React game.
Yeah, I did see you were showing video of there was some new Transformers game. Is that? I don't know what's going on with that, but
yeah, that's another topic for discussion later on.
Okay. The first retro game I played with my 37-year-old kid was the Genesis version of Power Rangers. Okay, there's some nostalgia there for you. Yeah, if you build up enough energy, you get the big sword, and then you can knock them out. So, all right. Well, there's my Power Ranger stuff. Moving on, Game Awards. Did you guys watch it?
I did not. No.
I was watching Thursday Night Football, and I had my iPad with the Game Awards going on in the background, so I didn't get any audio really. It was more so just pictures and stuff.
Okay. Meatball says he's Jason the Red Ranger. And you can play as the Green Ranger. I guess it's you got to beat him in the game, and then after you beat the game, you can play as the Green Ranger. Chris, did you watch the Game Awards?
I did not. I was busy editing a video for my YouTube channel. So I do. I started. I caught some of the trailers for the games that were announced, and that secret level episode of Pac-Man makes a little bit more sense now since they announced the Shadow Labyrinth.
Yeah, that's one of the games I did not pull the video for. Of course, that's the first one you bring up is the Pac-Man one. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, there's like a roguelike new game that Pac-Man follows you, but it's kind of like a horror version of Pac-Man or something. Like he's got big teeth and he's gonna take you out, like kill you, like horror, like by Bandai Namco, so they're using it's like Pac-Man, but he's evil. So, or maybe he's not evil.
Ghosts? Are you like Blinky or something?
No, it's just like another character that you are, and then Pac-Man follows you around as far as I could tell. So,
well, if you haven't watched the Pac-Man secret level episode on Amazon. It was essentially the chosen one is dropped in and Pac-Man kind of falls behind, but he's called Puck. And he tells him that you have to eat or be eaten in this world and you're stuck in a maze. And so he needs to get out. And it was kind of an interesting take on the whole Pac-Man lore with the ghosts and everything are there too, but Shadow Labyrinth is apparently supposed to take the same thing, and it's you're playing as the chosen one with Pac-Man falling behind you.
For what it's worth, I think I'm totally cool with them doing something different than Pac-Man because we've seen them do everything else with Pac-Man, just the standard kind of maze-like kind of stuff, and let's do something new. Try something new, see if it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But at least they're
they do have a couple of platforming Pac-Man game out there. that are based off the cartoons. But
Yeah, but it's nothing I want to play.
no.
Nothing you want to play.
Did everybody get a chance to watch any of those secret level episodes?
I watched Warhammer, Pac-Man, and Sifu.
I just
Was
watched
the
the
Sifu one? Cool.
Dungeons and Dragons one, and that one was really good.
The Warhammer one's really good too.
But I'm waiting for the Mega Man one. That's supposed to be the good one, from what I heard.
Well, and that one's supposed to come out this next Tuesday, from what I understand.
Yeah. So is it 8 more episodes that they're doing?
Yeah, but they're releasing the rest weekly.
Oh, okay.
With the last one supposed to be Concord, because that game is blown up.
I thought the last one was going to be the Sony mashup one. That's what I thought. That was going to have Kratos in it, and I thought that was going to be like some sort of like Sony All Stars episode or something.
I don't know. Maybe that's what they originally planned, but from what I understand, Concord's the last one they're dropping. And maybe it's because of the fact Concord was canceled and they were just kind of like, well, nobody cares about this one, so we'll just drop it whenever.
Astrobot won Game of the Year. I think I was totally calling it would win, and it did. They also dropped a new level on it today, and went and got those trophies. It's such a fun game. Like, I totally see why it's like a game. If you haven't played it, like completely different than all the other games right now. I feel like it's a happy game. It does harken back to those Nintendo roots, and they called it out in the post awards speech that they wanted to give thanks to Nintendo for helping inspire this game. But, like, I was just thinking, like all the other game awards, maybe except Balatro, like everything else is dark and brooding, and this was like, it's a fun game. Like, that's why I really like it. So it is. It definitely is fun for the whole family. Won best family game there. So I have no problem whatsoever that winning. Now, if Indiana Jones had gotten there a little earlier, I'm really curious what they would have done. But it seems like Sony usually wins all these award shows, and sure enough, they won with that. I know last year too. We had Larian Studios win with Baldur's Gate 3, but I think that was kind of I don't know, not a rarity, but not a normal occurrence. So, but overall, the Game Awards were really good. I'm just going to start playing some of these videos and get your reaction if you're good with that, guys.
Go for it.
Meatball Saucy, yes, it was satisfying watching the Niners season end last night, but then again, it wasn't.
It wasn't because I would have preferred the Rams to lose that one, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah, same here.
So. Yeah, because that puts them in competition with the Seahawks a bit within reach anyway for the NFC West title. So, and I think that historically the Hawks played under Pete Carroll. They used to play down, it seemed like, to their opponent, and the Rams tended to have their number more often than not. So I would have preferred to see them drop it to the Niners. That would have given us a little bit more breathing room. We don't have that right now, but at the same time, the Rams didn't look good either. It seemed like nobody wanted to win that game last night. So, yeah.
Well, anyway. And, 49ers had somebody who just didn't want to play.
Yeah, I know. So that guy got axed.
I saw that.
He's like middle of the game, second time. He's like, I'm out of here. I've had enough. I got a movie to go catch.
I'm not getting paid enough to play this game. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Holy catfish!
I didn't even watch any of it, so.
Well, you didn't miss out on anything. It was just, it wasn't even like bad ball. The only thing that was interesting about it was raining, and it felt like the Californians completely thought rain was snow. It was like so poor of a football performance. It felt like it was being played in like torrential snowstorm, but it was just a little bit of rain.
Yeah. It was pretty boring to watch. It wasn't.
Yeah. It wasn't like even bad ball, like to where
I
you're
think
like,
it
oh,
was-
this is fun because it's bad.
I think it was 3-3 at halftime, and I was like, yeah, this is not entertaining.
No. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
Hey, look who showed up, everybody.
Hello, friends.
Eric,
How's it
Eric?
going?
How you
Good.
doing, sir?
do
Any
you like
video
Power
games
Rangers?
last week? Yeah, did you play Power Rangers?
I did not. I played. What did I play? I played different things.
Neva?
I beat that one last time.
Oh, okay.
But this time I played a game called Thief Simulator, I think it was, in my quest for things that are like Thief.
That's more than just a quest for. That's really scrounging the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, it was $2. I bought
Yeah,
it.
I'm gonna make a $3 game and call it Thief Part 8,
And
and
it
then
was-
sell it to you.
It wasn't very good, but it was only $2. Oh, and I started playing Deponia. It's like a point-and-click adventure kind of game.
Cool.
That's what I did.
You're supposed to get
Meatball.
Slay the Princess.
Hey, Meatball. I am supposed to. I know.
Yeah. Disappointed.
Eric, you had shown, or I think you were talking about in the Discord, you saw that Thief game. I did pull a video for that.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see here. So, new take by Warren Spector.
And I guess he was at Looking Glass Studios who did, Thief, the original game. So we'll see. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this, but I'm probably going to try it.
The graphics look good. It looks like kind of like Sea of Thieves kind of cartoon style to me.
Right. Yeah, that's what people were saying. See, that looks like Garrett from the Thief franchise. But yeah, some people were complaining about how all of the characters you can play don't really do anything different per se. Like they look different, but they don't have too many different skills or something. I don't know. That was one complaint. But yeah, all this part of looks very much like a proper sneaking first person sneaker.
Try to steal an egg.
Like the chameleon doesn't ever change into anybody, right? So that's a complaint. Okay, fair enough.
Dathan, does this not go into your Assassin's Creed maybe kind of roots? Give you that kind of itch?
Not doing it.
Nope.
Not doing it for you.
Steps
Nope.
Gaming is here.
No, saw this, and there was that Post Malone game. Nope.
Oh my gosh, no.
No, that was
What was the Post Malone game?
that circus Hell's on.
Oh,
Circus.
you know what? I didn't pull a
Uh,
video for that, so we're good. Yeah, no, I don't like clowns.
Well, I think that's just a DLC for the Hunt Showdown.
Oh, was that what that was?
Yeah, that's what that was. So that's not even a Post Malone game. It's one of those stupid things where they kind of get some celebrity and make a game or a DLC or add-on or whatever it is.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Moving on. I was really excited to see this game. This was like the first real game that kind of caught my eye during the awards.
Oh, yeah, I know what this is.
I knew immediately what it was.
Yeah, I played the original, man. I get it.
Right.
I know
right.
that cutscene from anywhere.
Whenever you show like a ninja's eyes like that.
Yeah.
Like right there. Boom. Did it again.
This is Animal Crossing, right?
That's correct. Animal Crossing. One of Nintendo's top-selling franchises.
It beat out Metroid for sure.
It did.
Unfortunately.
These are facts. These are facts.
So I'd like to say that this is the game right here, but this is a cutscene. Let's see. Here we go.
Yeah, that looks familiar.
This looks cool. It looks like it's going to have maybe that Metroidvania style or Castlevania a little bit too, but the stuff where you're going side to side on the wall, that's totally Ninja Gaiden
Mm-hmm.
for me. Yeah. Meatball Saucy likes it. So .emu, they made Shredder's Revenge, if you didn't know. Summer 2025. So I think we got to be all over that game. So looking forward to that. Let's see. I'll go to this one. And we don't need to hear him
The
talk.
Jeff Keighley game.
This was the game that ended the presentation. And we get something in space again, obviously. I'd play the audio for this, but it's probably copyrighted music.
Oh, the video is probably going to be copyrighted for all the ads, you know.
Right. The video looks really good. We see. Can I skip forward here? So you're like a bounty hunter in space. Game looks good. I like when they make these characters. You could really tell if it looks good if you look at their eyes. To me,
Which one is this one?
this one is called Intergalactic.
Oh, okay.
It's Naughty Dog's new one.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
I
co-developed
completely
with Beast
missed
Boys.
because
For
I
sure.
completely missed it got announced because they I saw some article today where it was like, what is Naughty Dog working on? What's going to be the next thing? So they did announce it
Right.
last night
Right.
or
Yeah.
Thursday. No, that was last night. My mistake.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
that game felt like 2
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
Apparently,
Apparently, they've been working on this for like 4 years.
Let's get our old Sony disc player
But
going on.
yeah. I like how it's. Yeah, exactly. It's Sony.
Apparently, Pet Shop Boys are cheap enough now that you can actually, license it
Right
out
there.
to a video game.
Adidas.
They couldn't get Nike.
This doesn't. Okay, so I don't know much about, aside from the games that I've played of theirs, which I think the two are Uncharted, right, and Last of Us.
Yeah.
That's what else? What other IP may I have played of Naughty Dogs?
Crash
I guess you're showing me right
Jack
now.
and Dexter.
They're
Last
answering my
of Us.
question. Okay, so I've only played those
Yeah.
two. So this is a pretty big. Like, does this feel like a pretty big departure? I guess setting wise from what you would expect.
It looks a little different, yeah, but
Like it's sci-fi.
right. That's not a bad thing.
No, I'm not. Well, it depends. But yeah, it's definitely not what I would have thought. I mean, and it's not going with the trends of games right now either, really, which is good.
It's not
And
a
it looked
farming
a lot like
simulator,
Thief.
thank God. Yeah. Yeah, there's probably some element to that.
No, not even some. It looks like just a knockoff, actually, just set in space.
In
So, Eric,
space.
you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
Go get a PlayStation.
Okay. PlayStation Pro. No drive.
Yeah, you need the 30th anniversary one. Go on.
The $700 one, yeah.
eBay, here you go.
Let's see, what else do I got? Next one up. HBO Warner Brothers, any ideas?
Batman.
Oh, yeah.
This is a Game of Thrones one.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I'd play the music here, but I don't. It's probably
gonna get
copyrighted as well.
demonetized.
Yeah. Not that I'm monetized anyway,
Mm-mm. But
but
the super chats are going straight to them.
He monetizes us every now and again.
Yeah, every once in a while, those
He
super
does.
chats, they go straight over
not
to
here.
the Game of Thrones writers.
he's moving this weekend, so we'll give him a break. But like, I almost feel like this game, it's set in the old Game of Thrones show that's not on right now, and maybe they missed it when it was hot, because now we're in the Dragon show.
The prequel.
So
Well, get ready for a revelation. I have not seen Game of Thrones. Yeah, I know. Where's your soundboard? There you go. My
Well, there you
wife
go.
watched it. I stayed in the other room. It's a common theme of us, but I've heard it's very good. Except I heard that the ending most people didn't like. She thought it was okay. So
the last season of the first show was bad. Yeah.
Yeah, and she hasn't bothered watching the new series. So I'm guessing that it left enough of a bad taste, even though she said it wasn't that bad, to where she's not motivated to watch House of Dragon, which is on HBO, right? So
Right.
This is set before the books or before the TV show?
It looks like it's the same time as the first books.
Okay, so in tandem, like in the same timeline of what the show
Right.
was. Okay,
Yeah,
okay, cool.
So, yeah.
So the characters in this aren't in the TV show. Like, can
No,
they?
they are.
Is the universe big enough?
Coming
Oh, they
20.
are. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Coming 2025. So, hey, it's better than Harry Potter for sure.
But I thought that there was a Harry Potter coming out though too that was announced. Right?
Well, you can play that one.
Spoiler. That was the one bit of news I saw. Well, one of two.
Okay. This one, I'm sure you guys played the game that came before this. This is
I watched this today.
well, if you see, there's a bathtub scene at the beginning.
Uh-huh.
Like that should like ring doorbell or ring alarms, like what it is.
You kind of
This
know
is
what
the
it's
Wit-
going to be. Yeah.
Yeah, this is The Witcher 4. Apparently, there's a big hubbub on the internet right now that at least the male demographic or whatever, they don't like this girl that's the main protagonist now.
Siri. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Those people are
But-
idiots.
Well, it's almost like people didn't play Witcher 3 because there's a portion of the game where you play as Ciri. So,
Well, I think that what they didn't like is that she looks hardened in it. Like she doesn't look, like a young teen Ciri that wasn't fully embraced the role of being a Witcher. At least that's the feedback I saw. But that's a stupid thing. That's a stupid complaint.
I have a confession. I have never played a Witcher game before.
That's okay.
Never.
Same.
But I did purchase the retro controller for the PS5. Just let you go. Just make sure everybody's aware of that.
Oh, I thought that they came out with a Witcher 3 PS controller, and I was going to go get it.
Oh, okay.
That'd be
Well,
pretty
that's-
sweet. It is
that's next
gray.
week.
It just needs to be more silvery, like their hair. I think that those complaints are stupid. She would be hardened by now, and I haven't read the books, but apparently, if they go along with the stories in the book, she goes through a lot of junk between after Witcher 3 and wherever they're going to set this now. So, like a lot of really bad stuff, apparently. So I think that she would look hardened. But yeah, she doesn't look all svelte and teenagery now, which would be
Is she supposed to be
expected.
modeled after anybody?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure whoever the voice actor was, but maybe not even, because Yennefer doesn't look like the voice actress. So I think that they did the actual acting.
Mhm.
I think that they did the voice acting separate from the animation.
Oh, okay.
I think they did, because it's definitely not like in God of War when you watch the making of that game where you just have the actors and they look very similar to what's there. The actors in Witcher 3, the video game versus real life, they don't look similar really.
She kind of looks like do you guys remember that show on AMC? It was the Vikings. She kind of looks like the main girl in that one, in that show. Kind of.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, did you guys not play Witcher 3? Am I the only one who did play?
I played Witcher 3.
You did. Okay. Okay.
I
Yeah,
played
So
it.
then.
The original Witcher's it's a rough game to play. Never beat
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, me too.
Witcher 2 came out. I went through and beat that one. Thought it was
did you?
really, yeah. I thought that one was actually pretty decent.
Okay.
Witcher 3, I think I've spent about 70 hours on, and I never beat it. And I've got it on Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam.
Nope, he's gone.
Yeah.
I got it for really cheap, Witcher 3. But the other thing that's I think I got it cheap on Xbox.
Yeah.
It's really cool that it's actually on Nintendo Switch. The whole game is on a cartridge. So I'm not sure what the price is on it now, but there he is.
I started Witcher 2 probably 3 times, and then I got the Witcher remastered and started that like maybe twice, and for some reason I cannot get into them. But Witcher 3, when I started it, it just grabbed me like straight from the get-go, and I didn't even expect to like it because I tried to in the first one, and I have played it 2 times. I think I've beaten it. I mean, it's a long game. Yes, I did. I played it a second time, and I was going to be completely different Geralt in the second one. And then about 1/4 of the way through, I became the same Geralt I did the first playthrough with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just went right back to, like, the play style I had in the first one.
So let's see. Did they say when this is coming out?
I think that they've what I saw in the little snippet that they had released after was that they've learned their lesson kind of with Cyberpunk, and they're not going to say it's getting ready until it's almost ready. Right?
It's probably smart on their part. Yeah, it doesn't say anything.
Let them.
I have to be honest. I don't have. I mean, I want to play it. I do want to play it, but I don't have much hope that it's going to be very good. And I think a lot of that's because I cannot get into Cyberpunk. I think that Cyberpunk, from what I've played, is too gritty. And I'm worried that they're going to go that way with Witcher 4, because Witcher 3 was, like, in my opinion, it was like about it was gritty in and of its own self, right? Like some of the plots that you go through with Witcher 3, they're downright shocking. And I think that now you would definitely have people who are like, that's not cool. You can't go down that rabbit hole. Like, it's not okay to commit that to a game or movie. And I don't know if they're going to take it a step further, because they did with Cyberpunk. I don't know if they're going to take it a step further with Witcher 4. And if they do, I think that that'll be distracting, and kind of detract from the game. But then on top of that, Cyberpunk was such a mess as far as system performance goes and everything, and bugs in all of that. Took them forever to sort it out, like basically until the new expansion got released.
Mm-hmm.
I worry that Witcher 4 is going to suffer the same thing, and they will rush to get it out.
Well, I think the one thing Witcher 4 might have going for it over Cyberpunk is they're using Unreal Engine 5 this time instead of their own engine.
Yeah.
So it might be a case this time where they actually manage to not have as many bugs at release.
Yeah.
Because they're using something that's a little bit more proven to work.
Yeah.
There's dedicated teams working on the game engine. So.
Right. So, well, then, that's good. Yeah. And so maybe that's one of the big things they learned was, if you've got an engine that works, go ahead and stick with it, right? So, Meatball, I have it, and I can't get past like 30 well, I think I've put like 3 hours into it, and for some reason it just doesn't draw me in. It's not bad, it just doesn't draw me in. It's very complicated. I
bought it on sale on Steam, and my computer can't even play it.
It is finicky. It's a very finicky game. I can play it, but it's complicated. It's like in that game suffers from, oh, hey, here's how this game plays. Okay, you got that down. Oh, by the way, now it does this too. Oh, by the way, it also does this. Oh, and by the way, now real quick, also it does this too. And pretty soon you're like, okay, so I've got to go back and relearn what I did in the beginning. It just doesn't seem to build very well. I didn't dig it a ton. But
All right.
I'm gonna play it sometime. I'll beat it at some point.
Well, the next game is definitely for Travis, and let's go over to that.
Is it Thief?
No,
Is it Slay the Princess?
no, but you're gonna recognize it here.
Is it Slay the Spire?
Star
It's
Wars
not Slay the-
Outlaws.
It is not Slay the Spire.
Wait, is Dragon Age 5?
No.
Darn it.
Oh, that's right. This is
Can I
that.
play the audio?
I don't know. Is it? I hear music.
Uh-oh.
Uh-uh.
Video's been copyrighted.
Yeah, I think the rain is copyrighted.
I'll turn it down a little bit. Bandai Namco. I love how you guys.
Oh, it's this stupid thing.
I love how you guys are experiencing this for the first time.
No, I haven't seen the preview, but I've read about it.
I knew what it was when I watched it last night. As soon as I saw the side of Grace, I looked away.
Elden Ring. It's another DLC. My God.
Wait, is it only a DLC?
No,
I
this
thought it
was actually a standalone title.
Yeah.
Or is it really?
Yeah,
I
and
I didn't hear that.
so I what I had read when the previews that one game site got to play it for 6 hours, they said that it feels like it's basically an expansion. But
You better be able to import you better be able to import your character from the first.
You're not,
Elden
because
Ring.
it's not that kind of game. It's a roguelite game where you just do runs, die, and re-go again.
Yeah,
So
I don't
that's
know
where
if I'm
they
gonna
have
be into
me
that.
out.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be into that. I do see it's multiplayer.
Yeah, and that is what it is. It's full on multiplayer roguelite. Just go as far as you can, die, go back. At least that's my understanding. I read very, very briefly on it because when I saw roguelite, I said, okay, Eric will want to play it, and I'm out.
See that scene right there? Where was it? Right here? Oh,
Yeah.
I had it.
That's that stupid
That's-
area.
That's the end. That's like end game right there.
Yeah.
So that's why I was thinking this is like DLC, but like you have to beat.
Well,
the
that was
game to-
end game in the first one, not the
Right.
DLC. Yeah.
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 The DLC that the first DLC is like in the down. I don't know what you call that.
Like the
not
big
upside
downtown
down.
area.
Yeah.
Oh, the upside down. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, not the up. That's I don't know what I'm thinking. Stranger Things.
Stranger
or whatever.
Things, yeah.
But you know what I'm
That'd be a
talking
good
about.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. I do get it.
So it's almost like to do that DLC, you have to unlock a couple quests in the game. This looks like
yeah.
you're at end game. So I was thinking it's like DLC. You have to beat the game to play it.
No,
And then
it's
you
there.
import your
It's a
character.
bona fide game.
See, and I
just don't
wonder.
get it.
I wonder if part of the reason they went with this is because there was that mod that makes it so you can co-op through the entire Elden Ring game.
Yeah.
And so Bandai was probably like, oh, hey, look, there's all these people who love to co-op Elden Ring. Why don't we make a title that allows people to co-op together?
Right.
Yeah. You have your mimic tier, and that's the easy way to cheese the game for sure. I did it. So
The mimic tier. Well, I didn't think it was cheesing it. It's a mechanic within the game.
there's also that part where you have to fight yourself.
Yeah.
So I like that kind of elements too if they incorporate that. But yeah, I'm probably not. If you guys are saying this is
That's what that's
not
the
like
preview
the
I read.
original Elden Ring,
Right.
like I think I'm out.
Mm-mm. What I read was that it was a true multiplayer, and then the article did say that it looked like it could be a mod, basically. So it didn't look like that, or didn't feel that groundbreaking as far as graphics go and engine goes. But yeah, that it was just a roguelite sort of thing.
It looks like the graphics look like the first game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. I don't know if you guys played this game.
After Borderlands 3, I've lost interest.
You saw the movie,
I really lost interest after the movie.
so yeah, this is
Yeah.
Borderlands 4. If you haven't figured it out, Gearbox. Yeah, I feel like if people did see this movie, maybe they don't want to play the game anymore.
That's
Yeah,
another
I
game
don't-
that like I've dumped like 50. I'm able to get through 50% of it, and then I just lose interest. Something about the setting and the acting and just the way the writing. I get kind of sick of it, and I just get fatigued by it, and I just quit playing.
Well,
Mhm.
it's like watching a comedy where they have one joke over and over for 2
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
And
Good point.
and
Right.
the first couple of times you're like, oh, that's kind of clever. It was a little
Yeah.
funny, and then you eventually are like, okay, this is, and that's what Borderlands is. The first Borderlands
Yeah.
game was clever, so to speak. I mean, there was a lot
Yeah.
of jokes in it that worked, and they've just kept rehashing the same jokes over and over, and I'm just like, I'm done.
But they get so much, like they have such a following, it seems. At least they keep trying, like they keep selling. And then on top of that, like from what I understand, there was a lot of controversy at the Gearbox Studios and the ownership and the work environment. And that was like a thing that was in the gaming news for quite some time. I figured this franchise would be done, but it just keeps going.
It obviously sells well enough that they're able to keep making them, but
I know, and I just don't. I guess I don't know anybody that's that's a fan of the games, so I just don't know who's buying them. You know?
Obviously, somebody, hopefully.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I've tried because before there was all of the controversy and everything, I did get Borderlands and I got Borderlands 2. And each time, about halfway through the game, I just quit booting it up. It's not like I was like, I'm done. It wasn't like that. It was just, I just lost interest and just, that was it.
Yeah, I think I'm not gonna play this.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, there you go.
Oh.
Meatball said even the pinball table's boring in 5 minutes.
I have played the pinball table. It is not that good, right? So, all right, moving on. Maybe you guys, if this interests you, so it's a little different than the games we've talked about earlier today. Welcome Back to the Future. I think this one also has music. I'm not going to play the audio here. The Outer Worlds 2. Does this interest anybody?
Not at all.
Who cares?
Yep.
What was the one?
What was the?
Don't
what
care.
Did the Outer Worlds get traction? Like, was it something that actually grew into having a following?
Yeah,
I
the
think a
original
little bit.
Outer Worlds. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's because it was Fallout in space.
Yeah. Okay.
And so it was closer to Fallout New Vegas,
Gotcha. Okay.
which there's a lot of Fallout fans that love Fallout New Vegas and say it's the best one in the series. I don't know.
Okay.
I enjoyed it, but Outer Worlds couldn't get into it. Like, I think I maybe spent 5 hours playing it, and I was like, okay, this is going to be the same thing as Fallout, and it's kind of that same thing of we're going to use the same jokes over and over,
Yeah.
and we're going to hope you won't get sick of them, or if you do, we like to go with rules of 3. If we say the same joke 3 times in a row, the first time it's funny, then it's not funny, and then it's funny again.
Well, and all they need to do is, fool you for 2 hours, because 2 hours of gameplay, and then you're beyond that Steam refund window, right?
Yeah. Or if you wait long enough, it'll be free on Epic Games Store.
That's I liked Epic's release on that when they said, hey, our store's not that successful except in one thing. It's wildly successful in giving free games.
Yeah.
Very strange, release to the investors.
It's a weird business model when you stop and think about it. It's like,
Yeah.
you guys aren't, you really aren't selling anything to people. They're not
Right.
looking at it and going, hey,
I
want to
still
play
have it
this.
installed. Well, because of the Alan Wake game, but then also in case a free game pops up where I'm like, you know what, I'll grab that.
Do you guys think that this is the studio or the heads of the studio? Do you think this is them telling the developers, the programmers, that we need a new Outer Worlds game, like to make the bottom line next quarter or whatever? Or do you think they generally wanted to make this?
Well, or it could be a third where they just have a bunch of non-creative people. Right. Like I
Yeah,
think that happens just as much
true.
where you've got a bunch of you've got your bosses and they say, "Hey, we need a game." And you've got some good engineers or engineers who have experience. And then the engineers look at each other and they go, "Well, I don't have any ideas. What movies have you watched?"
Why?
You know.
But it's true. Like, why can't we make, like, I guess, there is a following for Witcher 4 and
Yeah.
Borderlands 4 and I mean even Game of Thrones, but like why can't we
Game of
just
Thrones, yeah.
come up with something brand new? Like why is that so hard?
Well, and
I
I
guess it is.
also I wonder
Well,
sometimes if it's a case of they had these ideas for the original game that they weren't able to implement, and so then somebody's like, "Hey, we've got all these great ideas. We can now finally implement them. Let's make a sequel."
I mean, that happens in the music world all the
Yeah,
time.
I can see that.
I mean, you put together 10 songs for an album, and then you take the 5 that didn't make the cut, and then you rework those and try to morph them into ideas so that you can put out your second album. I mean, I'm sure that the same thing applies to games to an extent, and I'm sure it applies to books and to all forms of art in that way when you're trying to commoditize and make money off of it, when you're making it a business, you have to create, right? But I Control and Alan Wake, those were new ideas. They were new things. They did well, but not that well.
I'll move on. I got
Yeah.
one more video here. Speaking of games that not original, but I think Chris, you mentioned this in the Discord server. By the way, if you're not already want to join, the QR code is up in the corner. This is a game that maybe a lot of people have wanted to play, and dinosaurs. You're hunting them. Chris, you want to tell them what it is?
Oh, this is Turok.
Oh yeah.
No.
So we haven't had a new Turok game in quite a while.
When was the last one made? Wasn't there just Turok 1 and 2, and that was the end of it?
There was Turok 3.
Okay. And that was what console was it?
N64.
Oh, it was N64. Okay. I thought that GameCube might have had a Turok game, but I guess not, huh?
No,
I think they've been ported over to Switch.
Okay.
Limited Run did a remaster for 1 and 2, I think.
So this is Turok. In what is it going to be Nintendo or is that IP not Nintendo bound?
I don't think the IP is Nintendo.
Okay.
No, the IP is
Say at the end here.
Disney?
It's Saber Interactive is doing it.
Yeah.
But there was actually one in 2008 for the Xbox 360, just called Turok.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Copyright 2024 Penguin Random House LLC, DreamWorks Animation LLC. Interesting.
Penguin Random House. That's a book publishing company.
Hey, I guess they're into video games now.
It's weird.
Well, I believe they're the ones that actually did the comic book.
Oh, okay.
Is this the case of the video game was based on the comic, or the comics, or the game spawned a comic?
The game is based on a comic. The comic came out in 1956.
Oh, okay. I was not aware of that.
It was apparently ran from 1956 to 1982.
Well, there's your Penguin
It's a hell of a run.
publishing
Yep.
tie-in, I guess. Yeah.
No.
Weird.
But-
I don't know. Dinosaur hunting, it feels like I probably can get my fill with, the Horizon game.
Yeah.
Well, apparently it was originally titled Turok, Son of Stone.
No.
That's dumb.
Yeah. No other way to put it there. He's the son of stone.
I did want to
Couldn't
share.
even be the man of marble.
Eric shared this in the Discord yesterday, or was it today?
I think it was last night.
Yeah. So Larian obviously won Game of the Year last year, and they got a little intro this year to Game of the Year, and they wrote an article about how he's the boss when Vicky. It's calling out pretty much the entire video game industry at the Game Awards. Eric, did you want to talk about this at all?
Yeah, I'll just quote him, and maybe that'll spawn something. But he says the secret formula to running a successful studio, it's stupidly simple, but it keeps getting lost. A studio makes a game because they want to make a game they want to play themselves. They created it because it hasn't been created before. They didn't make it to increase market share. They didn't make it to serve the brand. They didn't have to meet arbitrary sales targets or fear being laid off if they didn't meet those targets. Make the game you want to play. I think this kind of speaks to the lack of creativity, let's call it, that we're kind of, I think that we're seeing right now in major releases, because everything's based off of some IP. I think that's another indicator of the lack of creativity.
Yeah, but his game was based off of another IP.
No, it totally was.
That is true.
Instead of making Baldur's Gate 4, they're like, we're done. We're going to do our own thing, right?
Okay.
So
this guy's getting a little full of himself. Okay, you made a good game. Divine Divinity was a good game. Divine Divinity 2 got pretty boring to me pretty quick, and I really liked Divine Divinity. I know that that's not a popular opinion, but just because you made one grossly popular surprise game, shut up. I mean, like, every time this guy talks, everybody's like, oh, listen, he said something. Okay, whatever. Go watch your company die and then complain about how nobody bought your game, just like what's happening with the Control and Alan Wake people, because you didn't follow what everybody wanted. And again, it's just like in the music industry. Bands do this all the time. They have all their life to make one album, and then they complain because all of a sudden now they're in a machine where they've got to start making product, right? Not everybody lives in Sweden or wherever and has the luxury to just sit and follow their passion.
I'm moving to Sweden.
What's that?
I'm going to move to Sweden, man.
You can, but you don't make games.
Yeah.
So none of this even applies to you. You
Doesn't
just
matter.
play
I
them.
can just follow
And
my
you
passion.
want Thief. You are a hypocrite.
No, nobody's made. It's been 24 years. Nobody's
You
made
bought a
another
game called Thief Simulator. If you didn't think that was going to be a knockoff, so you can sit there and
I
have
think
fun.
this is a case by case basis what he's saying about how unoriginal things are.
I agree. I agree.
Well, stupid. I hate this one.
I will buy Zelda games and play Zelda games until I'm on my deathbed.
Yeah,
You know, I don't care how shitty they are. I will buy Zelda. If they said,
That's-
you know what, let's go ahead and let's remaster those Panasonic CDI games they came out with, those 3 games, I'd be like, I pre-order it right now. Take my money. Here you go. And I think
Jesus Christ, my God.
This is hold on. And I think that he's just calling, if something is not broken, don't fix it. You know, people are gonna keep spending money on Gears of War games. People are gonna keep buying the
Right.
Call of Duties and all of this stuff.
Yep.
So yeah,
And they
like
it.
just like Travis said, you know, he made,
Yeah.
you know, didn't do very well selling the game, so he's you know, butthurt about it. So
Well, my thing actually with the whole thing of have developers make games they want to play.
Sure.
Dude, we were just wondering why that Borderlands game sells. Those could be the developers. Just because somebody likes something, taste is so subjective, right? So I could get 10 developers in a room and tell them make something that you like, and they could all agree on what they like. And then I could walk in the room and it could be My Little Ponies. Like that could just be their favorite thing. And then I could be like, well, I don't like that. And why'd you just use My Little Ponies IP? And they go, oh, you didn't realize you picked 10 of us that all love this and always wanted to see this game? Like, you don't know. You don't know that people don't want to just keep playing the same thing or whatever, right? He got lucky with Baldur's Gate. He got lucky in a couple ways because he also got lucky that the turn-based thing even worked out for people and that there wasn't just a bunch of people returning it. And furthermore, I'd have to go back and look at the achievements and see how many people that bought that game actually even really finished it.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Got lucky with turn-based? I don't understand that.
In other words, by and large, the people who play video games don't like turn-based combat.
Well,
That should have been a turnoff.
Doesn't that reinforce this point? Like that they took a risk by making something presumably they wanted to make?
No, I said that he lucked out with it. Yes.
turn-based combat in the sense of like the OG Final Fantasies, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's how Baldur's Gate 3 works.
I mean, is it? Because in Final Fantasy, I haven't played one, but I don't remember you actually being able to move your characters. I thought it was just choose your attack and then watch it happen, right?
No. You can move also. There's.
Oh, did they have that? Okay.
No. You can't move in Final Fantasy.
Okay.
I'm telling Dathan in Baldur's Gate 3, yes, you can move your character, but it's still turn-based. So in that sense, it is still very much based on the same idea as Final Fantasy. It's your turn. It's the monster's turn. It's your turn again.
Yeah, but this guy is just getting a little bit full of himself. That's all.
Making money.
I didn't know who he was until yesterday.
Right.
I think he was the guy that showed up in the night costume. At the end last year.
Yeah.
Meatball Saucy says, making money. If movies, games, songs, TV shows, and any other forms of entertainment don't make money, then these companies will not continue to exist. Yeah, I mean, you got to put food on the table at the end of the day.
Well, you don't have to.
You don't have to, but
you know, there are people who make songs that's not their day job. People that make games, and that's not their day job.
People that make podcasts
That's true.
Don't make any money off of it.
That is true. This is a good example. There's a guy at PAX that he has a game that my wife and I bring this up every time we go, every year. This
isn't the guy from PRGE that you guys love to visit his table every year?
No. This is PAX. This is different. But it's this game where you're a raccoon or it's like a I forgot what you are. You're a rodent thing, and you're trying to solve puzzles. It's a point and click type thing. But he's been working on it since 2018, and he still keeps trying to put it out But sure. I don't think that's not his data. That's just I think that's his side side thing that he's doing. So when I don't think that's the put food on the table type.
Sure.
At least I hope not. Because we're 6-7 years into
you're digging into savings at that point. Or like Daniel, who I ran into at PRGE at the Pigs Portland Indie Gamers Squad. Making games isn't his day job. He's just doing it on the side. And I'll play that game. Looks fun. Looks cool. I don't know, but I know that I'm not representative of most gamers. If you want to capture market share of most gamers, you probably need to be a massive company and hire a lot of developers and give them a mandate to make a game like Concord.
Well, and I want to say too, Ubisoft comes to mind for me. Like, those guys are on a deadline. They need to put out Assassin's Creed and that Star Wars Outlaws. Like, they needed that for their financials this year, and now that it's those have kind of tanked, they're in a world of hurt. But did they do Star Wars Outlaws because they really loved it, or did they do it because they were told you need to do something here
Yeah.
with the brand?
I mean, I
And
outgrew
Assassin's Creed too. Like, why do we need another? People love
because
that.
people
I
like
guess.
it. Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I
well,
bought
if there's a demand
Mirage,
for it.
and I'll
Yeah.
probably buy the other one if Mirage is fun. Because to be honest, even if they're kind of mindless, and I don't like the actual Assassin's Creed future story part of it,
Mhm.
I still have fun playing it. I mean, it's just like Dragon Age. I'm complaining about it, but I've been playing it for a month straight. So obviously, I enjoy the time that I'm spending with it to a degree, right? Or else I'd stop like I did with Borderlands and with other ones. So it's on a scale of good or enjoyable, just not as enjoyable as say Witcher 3 was to me, right? Or any of the more recent PlayStation ports that I've played have been very enjoyable that way too. So I don't know. I think that it sucks when people are snobs about what they like. Like I just honestly, I outgrew it, and I think it just kind of sucks when it comes into that because who's to say if somebody enjoys something, we're only on this earth for so dang long. It's like if somebody enjoys it, then don't go pee in their Cheerios. Let them enjoy
Wait,
it, and don't point out that it
Meatball
sucks.
Meatball Saucy just shared this in the Discord. Is this a thing?
What is it?
The
No, I
pig
sent
skull?
it. I sent it to Meatball. He asked if it was a
Oh,
thing.
okay.
Oh,
It is a thing.
Daniel's on the thing.
Interesting.
but yeah, I'm all for people saying like that's not my genre or that's not my thing or whatever. If somebody asks, but when people start getting high and mighty about like what's good, what's bad, and why everything sucks, it's like, well, there's plenty of people buying it. They're not returning it because now you can. So quit peeing in their Cheerios. Let them enjoy it. Life's short,
Well,
man. And if
I
you
don't-
don't like it, shut up and go get something else.
People aren't buying it though. Concord, right?
Well,
They
but
didn't buy
Concord
it.
didn't even launch. We have no idea.
It did.
Did it launch? I thought it got yanked
It
off
did
the market
launch.
It launched and then
For a
tanked
day,
immediately. Right? That's a
Yeah.
launch. That's a failed launch. It launched and failed.
Yeah, but you can only name one like that. Name two more.
I mean, I don't.
Well,
I don't keep track of the metrics.
Cyberpunk didn't do too well when it
Yeah.
came out.
It recovered though.
It did.
Yeah, it recovered hardcore.
And so did
Fine.
No Man's Sky, right? No Man's Sky suffered the same kind of
But it recovered too.
right.
Final Fantasy 14, they completely shut it down for a year and redid it from the ground up.
Did they? Yeah. But those games aren't like Cyberpunk isn't for lack of creativity. Cyberpunk was because it was a buggy mess when it was released.
Yeah. The industry pressure was to release it too soon.
I don't think it was industry pressure. I think that because those guys actually didn't
was-
need to release it that
It
soon.
was their
fans.
It was the CEOs, the head of
Yeah.
the company needed to have it come out, and the programmers weren't ready. They weren't. It wasn't a polished product.
No, it was bad at the beginning.
So-
at the launch.
And I think before that they had a pretty decent reputation, but it
Well,
kind of
Witcher 3
their
was a
stock
mess when
price
it came
went
out,
way
too.
down.
Witcher
Yeah.
3 was a mess when it came out too. Witcher 2 still doesn't look polished to me when I play it. That's part of why I quit playing it. It feels so janky.
And we're on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
I just want, I think people should enjoy what they do.
Yeah.
And hopefully they do, and you're doing it for the right reasons. And I get, you need if you get a job doing the thing you love doing, amazing. And if maybe even if you have the freedom to do it when you want, however you want, and and you're the boss of it, and you can, put it out whenever you want on your terms, amazing. So that's good for those people. A lot of people, it's not like that.
No, but again, a lot of people, even if it was, a lot of people like what they're influenced by.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
a lot of people aren't creative. even if
A
they
lot of
are
people aren't
creative, they're not
Yeah,
creative.
yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, how many songs do you listen to where you can go and actually A/B it to a song from one of their influences
Mhm.
that they copped on accident, that they copped from something that they heard when they were, in high school,
Sure.
and then they're like, oh, well, hopefully nobody notices because
why-
that's already been committed to tape.
This is why the
Right.
Hollies are getting a cut of money from Radiohead every time Creed.
Right.
I
Yeah,
get it.
yeah, and it's accidental, but at
It-
the same time, I'm sure that one is, but at the same time, a lot of times it's not,
Mhm.
right? Where we just say, "Oh, I like this, and I can make it my own, and I like listening to it, so I'm going to record it and put it out, and hopefully other people like it too." I think gaming industry, movies, books, they're not dissimilar to that, right? People like this, and so when they sit down, they go, "You know what? I want to make that, but I want to make it a little bit better." And so then they change maybe a combat mechanic, which would be lost on most people, even those that are playing it. But to that one guy who changed it, where that combat mechanic was cooler, he's like, "Sweet, I finally have James Bond, but with this combat mechanic. That's awesome."
So it feels, again, I'm not the target for most of these big industry games, but it feels like the industry has largely decided to make two kinds of games. One kind of game is the seasonal pass microtransaction kind of game. Fork knife comes to mind. And the other kind of game is like sprawling single world, really elaborate graphics and plot kind of game. Something like Elden Ring or even The Witcher 4, right, comes to mind. Those are the two kinds of games that the industry seems to gravitate around, in my mind. Am I off base there? But that's what I'm kind of seeing.
Yeah, I think so. Because you're ignoring all the single player, like God of War type games, where it's like a good 8 to 12 hours and you just play through a story.
God of War is only 8 hours.
Well, I think I spent like 14 hours in it.
Sure, but it's short.
It's shorter. Yeah, I mean you could go a lot faster than I did. I
Right.
actually like jump around on everything and try to find all the little stuff.
Sure.
Well, I think the game industry's kind of gone the same way the movie industry did. I mean, you listen to a lot of stories from the older actors and producers. It used to be back in the day that studios would take more risks.
Right.
And so an actor or writer would go to the studio and say, "Hey, I want to make this movie that's original. It's a new idea." And the
Right.
studio say, "Okay, we'll let you do that, but you first have to star in this movie that we know is going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And once you've done that, then we'll go ahead and put out the
Front the
money
bill.
for you to be able to make your movie."
I read something about Matt Damon saying something very similar. Like he said he couldn't make Good Will Hunting in this era of movies.
It's the joke in one of those Silent Bob movies, right? Where he says, like, "Why are you in this movie?" And he says, "Well, in Hollywood, you do X amount of crap movies to finally be able to afford the one that you actually want to make.
Sure.
But then sometimes you have to pull in a favor to the guy who helped you out in the beginning. And then like they look at the camera
Right.
that's why they're in like Clerks or whatever it was. I can't remember, so no, I also think that the one thing that you forgot too is right now what we're seeing a lot of are reboots.
Well,
So remakes, right,
what Meatball's
of games
saying,
that were out, whatever, right? I do think microtransactions are going away, though.
Are they?
It feels like it. But like, I mean, Ubisoft still has theirs within their games, but they seem to really be going away. I mean,
Are there any in that new Star Wars game?
Well, again, that's Ubisoft, but I actually don't remember because I never pay attention to them anyway. They don't do anything for you except just reward you if you want to be lazy, so you can level up faster. I don't understand the.
I know
of
in the
that.
Star Wars game you bought the 3-day early release package, and of course that was buggy as hell. And when you did buy it, it's $100 plus. You bought it, and then the game doesn't work. That's bad. That's bad.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing that I don't necessarily understand. That's the trend. Is I was thinking about this today. Is the early access where you pay for early access? I don't really get that.
Yeah,
right
I did get the collector's edition of Indiana Jones, and that came with early access.
Yeah, right.
They're definitely taking a risk by doing that. It'll either be really good
Or you could
or
just be
it could
beta
be
testing,
really
right?
bad, like Star Wars Outlaws at first, and
Yeah.
so you know, that's kind of
Eric, there also is the game, and there's the game style that's popular in PC, which is more of the play through the movie thing. Like there was a series of horror games, and then also like the Slay the Princess is this way too, where it's
Yep,
like
yep.
you're watching a movie or you're going through a book
Mhm.
and your choices matter. And you go through that sort of a thing, right? So there is that genre as well. Those things are all like 3 or 4 hours long, probably.
Meatball Saucy says microtransactions are just getting less obvious in games, but they're still there. I agree with that.
See, I don't
Yeah.
know where they are in the game that I'm
Well, like in
playing.
Indiana Jones, you can buy the whip that you want or the different outfit.
Like when you load the game up or something?
Before you start.
Okay.
I don't know if I can pull it up here.
I think they're more obvious in like the live service games like Fortnite and Helldivers 2.
Mhm.
But a lot of these, like Indiana Jones, no idea.
A lot of it is cosmetic. Like that's like it has no effect on like gameplay or whatever. It's just
Right.
how you look. You know, that's the thing on Roblox. Like it's how your character looks in Roblox. That's all microtransactions. There's so many microtransactions in
Yeah,
Roblox.
who doesn't
It's
want to
ridiculous.
spend $20 for horse armor?
Well, you know,
Yeah.
if it makes you the cool kid in school and, you know, like everyone else in your class is playing it, but whoa, you got this cool armor like everyone else, wow, you're the coolest kid on, I used to think Eric was like the badass when he had that leather jacket in high school.
Yeah, but that was a real thing.
But yeah, but like, wow, that's pretty cool. So I think that's kind of stuff's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm very good at ignoring it because it's never annoyed me, and I've
Oh.
just always been able to ignore it.
Look, you pissed off Eric. He just left.
Well, he's mad because you made fun of his leather jacket.
He's gonna go put it on.
My
He's gonna go
God.
get
Yeah,
it.
he's gonna go
He
put
still
it on.
has it. I think he'll say it used to be his brother's.
Badass again.
Yeah.
It used to be your brother's.
Am I the
Cool.
coolest kid? Am I the coolest
Why
kid in
is
school
the-
again?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is
Good
that
job.
your outfit and cosmetics there, Eric?
Yeah.
He wears it when he goes to Spartacus.
I got it from Dave.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
Dave used to go to Spartacus too. It's okay.
that's true. These are facts.
We'll never get the. Hopefully, no one ever says take it off in this chat. We just wanted to say put it on. Like, yeah, please. Anyway.
Well, maybe that's how we get more super chats. Is they pay for us to keep it on?
Yeah, no. I know. I saw there was one where Michael B said he would do something, and he would take his shirt off if something happened, and he eventually did it. So I don't want to go down there. He is the cool kid. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, real-time strategy. I think, Eric, there's going to be a game coming out that way though too. I can't remember
really?
which one. Yeah, I thought
I can't
that I
remember the
saw
last
it.
RTS that came out.
I know. And then the weird one though that is interesting to me is I can't think of any World of Warcraft MMORPG replacements because there was that style of game too.
Mhm.
World of Warcraft is still going super strong.
Yeah.
But I can't think of any competitors right now that are out.
Final Fantasy 14 has actually surpassed World of Warcraft.
Oh, and it is the same style of game. I haven't played it, so it's the same thing.
It's the same style of game,
Okay.
and it actually, I think it's tripled what World of Warcraft had at its peak.
Okay. So, Eric, those games are still there. They are still working on, like, they do get new expansions all the time, which cost, about $30 to $40 a whack. At least World of Warcraft does. And apparently just those two satisfy the need. They're still huge, though. It's weird. If you log in, because I logged into World of Warcraft to check it out, it's still super, super popular. And actually now it's interesting. People are a heck of a lot friendlier than they were back in the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's very strange. I didn't expect that. But like people were like, hey, do you need some help? And oh, hey, you played when? Oh, hey, let me show you around. Stuff like that. I thought that was really weird.
Huh.
Did you get to see Leroy Jenkins with you guys?
I didn't know. I forget what area I went to. Well, it made me mad because I have two friends that we played way back in the day with. They started back in with one of the new expansions. They're like, Travis, you got to start back up. So I'm like, okay, I'll do it. And so I get in, and then by the time I get in, they're like, oh yeah, we're done with that. We moved on to Diablo 4.
Real quick, Travis.
Yeah, go
Meatball
for it.
Saucy in the chat just gave us $20.
Hey, there you go. Hey, that'll pay
Dude.
that the song.
Yeah. Super chat.
Is Meatball Saucy going to go to the
Metallica remaster.
Metallica launch party?
Wait, hold on. I gotta play all the music.
When is that?
Thank
I
you
think
for the super chat,
next-
Meatball. Thank you.
Next Saturday or next Friday?
No, it's
Well, there's
January.
There's two of them.
Oh,
Is it January 9th?
Well, there's one that at Public House that I was telling
Yeah.
Eric about,
Mhm.
and then there's
When's that
one at Next Level. There's two of them.
Didn't you guys share that in the Discord?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
I want to make sure it's on my calendar. But
Okay. The Next Level one is January 3rd, which is a Friday.
Yeah,
But
and
the
Public
Public
House is
House
the
one is
following
January
Thursday.
9th. That's a
Yeah.
Thursday. I'm leaning toward, if you guys want to go to that one, because I've never been to the Public House one, and it's on a Thursday, so we wouldn't have to mess with our podcast time.
yeah, it's a good place. It's a good place.
So
Oh my
we can
God.
finally take down Dathan's high score on X-Men.
Good luck.
Well, you don't need to go there to do that, right? Because the app tracks across the U.S. or is it just specific
It's
to
just
machine?
the app tracks it just the Public House for that
Ah.
specific one. If you go
Okay,
on the
okay.
app, it says I'm number one. Don't try. So that's basically.
Well, I was just thinking too, like every pinball machine is different, and I'll play those games at Next Level. Maybe
Mhm.
I'll suck at them, but I'll go to another one. Like I went to the arcade at Lincoln City, and man, I
Mhm.
was posting some great scores on a machine I never do any good at
Mhm.
at other places. So some of them is like, I don't know.
It's the
So
ocean
what
air,
you're
it's
man.
funny.
saying is that Dathan played a nerfed version of the X-Men, and that's how I was able to get the high score, and you weren't at Next Level?
Exactly. Yeah,
Uh-huh,
you said it,
uh-huh.
not me.
Well, now
Where
you're gonna
is the
have your-
Public House?
You're gonna have
Public
your shot.
House is in it's in Happy Valley. So it's called
Where is-
Public House Pinball, and it's
Maybe you can
east of
share
205.
share the address in the Discord.
Yeah.
Is
yeah.
Happy Valley just east of Clackamas?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because it looked like when I looked at a map thing, it looked like it was right by the Clackamas Town Center.
It's like 7 minutes away. Yeah.
Yeah.
To the
Go up,
east.
go up Sunnyside, go
Yeah.
past the New Seasons there, turn left.
Yeah.
I don't
You can
know
go
the New
through
Seasons.
you can go through Damascus and up that way.
Okay.
So anyway.
But it is to east. It's to the east of the.
Yeah.
of- okay.
If you're in Clackamas, yeah, just take Sunnyside, turn left at the New Seasons.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I think
it's really close.
let's tentatively plan on that if it's okay with my wife and we get it approved. But
Sure.
I'm losing my voice here. But any other final thoughts before we go, guys? Good show.
Did want to bring up itch.io was taken down earlier this week.
Oh.
And
Yeah,
that is
by Ryan's favorite company, Funko Pop.
I don't know where
I
you're
like
talking
Mondo, but I don't know if like Funko.
Itch.io is like one of the largest like indie developer game platforms.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
For distribution, like basically the
Yeah.
alternative to Steam.
Yeah, and they were down for a couple of days from a according to them, it was a DMC takedown from Funko Pop.
Okay.
Because they use some AI program to do that. So,
well, and there probably are a lot of little indie guys who are kind of taking that art style or whatnot and making little games out of it.
And then I was going to go ahead and pull something out from the mystery box that David gave me last week.
Hold on.
Hang on.
Gave
Oh,
me
awesome.
Super Mario cereal. It's
What?
Oh, wow.
Where'd you get that?
Best by January 31st, 2019.
It's good.
Whoa.
That's only a best buy, not a must-eat buy.
Yeah.
Is there a toy in that?
This box is a special amiibo.
What?
That's what it says.
You can scan the box?
Amiibo?
Yep, that's a scan here for amiibo.
They're poor kids, like got all the amiibos when they're scanning their characters. Like, no, I'm cool. I got the cereal box.
I'm the cereal box. I'm good.
Like, oh man, poor kid.
Yeah.
That's Chris. Chris has a cereal box.
Yep, there's still more goodies in there, but I'm only going to do one a week.
Yeah, one a week. I appreciate the suspense.
And maybe when I feel like I'm near the end of my life, I'll finally open up this Super Mario cereal and take a bite.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Jason in the chat says he has that cereal. So you'll have a friend.
I just noticed Hyper Light Breaker is in early access.
Hi, everyone.
Its release is on the 14th of January. So if anybody's playing that, let me know if it's good.
Okay.
Because I played Hyper Light Drifter and really liked that. It's kind of a Zelda-like game.
Really?
Cool. Dathan, you got anything?
Die Hard was on today before I came on the show. And
I do know, because you told us.
Absolute cinema. Absolute Christmas cinema.
Not a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie.
That's not a Christmas movie.
Oh, it's a Christmas movie.
We're going to have this debate going on, but yeah.
Welcome to the party, pal.
That's all I got.
Good.
Yeah, no problem. Meatball says, thank you for the invite to Discord. 3 people have scanned it, so...
Cool.
Jason says, kind of the Lucky Charms, but not for human consumption. Okay. Good to know. But, I bet Chris, if anyone could eat it, it's Chris. So, Meatball says Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Jason, in the chat, is Die Hard a Christmas movie, Jason?
Do we have
Come on, you got to back me up. It is not a Christmas movie. Come on, you guys. Give me a break.
Maybe this is how the zombie apocalypse happens, as I eat this Super Mario cereal. And that's the beginning of it all.
Maybe.
Come on. All right. All right. I appreciate everyone tonight. Oh, Travis, do you have anything final to say, sir?
No, I'm done with my rant on.
That was a good rant. Actually, you know what? Oh, okay. Jason says it is a Christmas movie. Oh,
Thank you, Jason.
None of you guys. Come on.
Appreciate you, Jason.
I do appreciate, actually, when you guys do have differing opinions about stuff, maybe slightly. Like, I don't think like you're like at each other's throats or anything. Well, like this, or maybe I am with Ethan. But it makes for good. It makes for a good show for sure. I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie, you guys. Like, come on, give me a break.
He does say ho ho ho. That's a
there
machine
you
gun.
go.
I also think Bad Santa is not a Christmas movie. Like, my opinion of a Christmas, it doesn't have to, if it has Christmas in it.
Bad Santa
it's not technically a Christmas movie.
It's just not an appropriate one.
I can't talk.
It is still that one. I will disagree with you on, because it is a Christmas movie. It's just a it's an inappropriate one.
Yeah, but
like I can tell you a Santa
Christmas
joke
movie.
that's
Yeah, you
dirty
see what
and
I'm
is
saying?
inappropriate.
Right?
It's still a Christmas joke, right?
It's not a movie I can show my 3-year-old and 6-year-old.
Well, no.
Well, maybe not you, but somebody else.
A Christmas movie to me is like
The Bad Uncle.
Yeah, but there are
Home Alone,
There's
White
Halloween
Christmas.
movies like Hocus Pocus that you could show your kids, And then there's Halloween movies like Halloween
Yeah.
that you shouldn't show your
No,
kids.
Eric's got a
Batman
point here.
Returns is not a Christmas movie.
He's,
I was telling last week, Prometheus is not a Christmas movie. Like I
No,
know
no,
there's
no.
Christmas in them, but like it's not a Christmas movie. Like give me a break.
I'll have to watch it again. Maybe
know.
it is.
Catwoman's in it. That's like a
If
present.
it has snow in it, is not a Christmas movie.
Well, Batman Returns does take place during Christmas time,
But it's
so-
not. It's a Batman movie. That's what it is.
I know, but it's a movie about hope and uplifting excitement.
about hope.
You know?
How's it about hope?
Because Catwoman gets her revenge. I mean, that's hopeful right there.
Well, it's about empowerment.
Yeah.
This is very Christmas-like.
I mean, Die Hard was on the independent film channel, so it was unrated. So John McClane was just making it rain those F-bombs left and right. So that was even better.
When it's on the Hallmark.
Well, doesn't the
channel,
C
I'll
in
know it's a
IFC
Christmas
stand
movie.
for Christmas?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That's
Sure, why
yeah.
not?
At least they do it for the holidays, right? Independent film Christmas.
Well, they are doing, because every year TBS and TNT do 24 hours of Christmas Story, right?
Yeah, right.
That they
Yeah, they don't do 24 hours of Die Hard.
They
They
do.
are doing 24
doing it
hours
right
of Die
now.
Hard.
Welcome to the party, pal.
They are doing it. I think I should finally sit down and watch Christmas Story, I guess.
Yeah, there's so many channels on cable though. Like you could do anything you want. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna stay on this pedestal and I'm dying on it. So
That's okay.
Be sure to vote in the Discord poll on the movies and TV.
yeah, I need to figure out how to do polls on there.
Already done. Yeah, it's already up.
Welcome to the party.
23 hours. You got 23 hours to put your votes in, guys. Let's decide this.
The McLeans get home for Christmas. Oh wow.
That's a theme. Going home. That's a Christmas theme.
Hold on. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That was Thanksgiving, right?
Yes.
That was Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So that's the
that
best
was.
Thanksgiving movie ever?
Best Thanksgiving movie.
Are there others? Does
I
it
know
win just by
Spider-Man.
picking
The original
Thanksgiving?
Spider-Man was a Thanksgiving movie because they
Oh, was
talk
it?
about. Yeah, they give. There's a movie. There's the part with William Dafoe and he feeds
Okay.
him turkey. That's not a Thanksgiving movie. What is a Thanksgiving movie? I think a Thanksgiving movie is like the Peanuts special.
Eric,
Oh,
your
yeah.
Eric's
Yeah,
choices
hey, that's-
your choices in the Discord are select one answer: Christmas movie or best Christmas movie ever. That's all there is. It's not.
What other choice is there?
Not a Christmas movie.
Well, no, because it says it's the best Christmas movie. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna end it.
Okay.
Good show, you guys. I'm losing my voice for some reason. Thank you so much. And Chris, you're streaming this on Twitter tonight, so
Nice work.
you paid
And
for
it
that
look-
blue check mark.
It looks like we have 7 people watching. So
I reshared
Call
it.
it a Twitterverse or
I-
Xverse or whatever we call it now.
Yeah, so thank you everybody. Thank you,
Twitter votes.
Meatball, for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Didn't have to do that. And,
Yes, Meatball. Check out January 9th, the
Yeah.
Public House. We'd love to see you there.
Once
Yeah.
we get enough money for this claw machine, you're invited.
Yeah. Bring your
We'll
own
put
beer.
treasures. There'll be lots of treasures in there.
BYOB.
It's just using condoms. I don't know.
All right, that's all. Let's end it. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Oh yeah,
Guys.
and if you're just watching this, there is the Discord link right there. You can scan that QR code, but the link is also in the description of this video and I believe Chris's video. So if you want to continue the conversation in Discord, please join. That's all I got. All right, thanks, guys.